So all those times that I was saying that we had to go to Mistwatch to find Fiola, ignore me. I had already forgotten that that was a vanilla quest. It's the guy's wife who's gone missing, and he's like, oh, my wife has been kidnapped, and then you find out she's the bandit. Because I stumbled upon that when I was going through Anim Law's quest, when I was going through Black Robes, and I just forgot that I had it there. Fiola sounds a lot like one of the names of one of the characters in Interest in NPCs, so I think I was just getting mixed up with that. I think I was thinking of Fiona. So Fiona, Fiola, you know?
I'm sorry. My mind was just somewhere else. Do you need a room? Drink?
Any news or rumors floating about?
Here, take a look at this for details.
Orphan's Tear. Added. I just cut him off. And now it looks like he's just yawning. It looks like he's real tired. Notice to citizens. There have been reports of increased salvaging activity around the coastline near Orphan's Tear. It is important to remember that shipwrecked cargo is still the property of the respected owners. Taking it is tantamount to theft. The Jarl's steward, who apparently does not have a name.
Right then.
So, are we going to be salvaging? Are we going to stop people from salvaging? Because that could go either way. Maybe I want to salvage, or maybe I want to go down there and yell like, hey, the Jarl's steward said don't do that. That's illegal. So I guess we'll find out. Had to kill some bandits, but, you know, no big deal. Nobody believes me, but I saw it. Crespin says I had too much to drink, but I swear on me mother's good name that I didn't have a drop. That night my head was right as rain's hand. It was raining that night too, a storm like no other, and you couldn't hear the sea over the hammer in the sky. The others ran for the caves, but I stayed with the ship. I figured I could stash the loot and say the storm took it. I just had to wait for the eye. When the calm came, I ran toward the camp to see what was left. Shari's tent was mangled, but her chest managed to stay put. Must have been all the heavy ingots inside weighing it down. I went to work on the lock when I heard a set of boots step in the mud. At first I thought it was Shari come back to get her treasure, but then I realized the sound didn't come from the south. It came from the shore. They came out of the ocean like bloody fish. Their bodies were covered in kelp, but there was no mistaking it. These were men, or used to be. Wild thoughts began to cross my mind. I pictured these men walking out of the sea of ghosts on foot, old sea dogs who refused to be the ocean's supper. Then one of them spoke, and I could only point. He asked me where the main road was. He said they were on their way to Wanderer's Rest, to bury the dead. Wanderer's Rest. Oh, we're just going in circles now. Yeah, that's right by Dawnstar. Dawnstar. Learn more about the history of Wanderer's Rest. Don't mind if I do. So who's gonna talk to us here?
That dagger was as fresh as codling. Forged maybe 3 weeks before we left dock, and not a sign of rust.
That's an amazing story, Frick. But it's not verifiable without some sort of written proof. Maybe if you had the dagger in question. But I appreciate the tale nonetheless. If I ever want to hear more stories of the open sea, then you'll be the first person I ask.
As you wish.
Ah, well met, traveler. Is there something I can help you with?
What was that about?
Oh, that. Frick was trying to sell me another of his tall tales. I told him the facts don't support his story. It is really just another way of saying I don't believe him. But I am extremely interested in sailor folklore. That's what I've come to Dawnstar to study.
Perhaps you can help me with this journal I found. I found this journal and I'm looking for a buyer. You interested?
Well, this is an interesting find you have here. Very interesting. You may not know this, but for years Wanderer's Rest has been a mapmaker's joke. That's because it doesn't exist. You see, There's a stone road that goes west past Pine Frost Tower and snakes into the mountains. But it runs straight into a dead end. Legend has it that the High King, when looking at the map, demanded to know where the road went. The mapmaker, of course, told the High King the road didn't go anywhere. But the king insisted the mapmaker was wrong. After all, there were taxes being used to fund the upkeep of these roads, and jobs that demanded on that upkeep. There had to be a reason for it all. The road had to lead somewhere, so the mapmaker took his quill and made a dot on the map. That place was called Wanderer's Rest. In other words, one's final resting place. Because chances were, anyone who walked that road was never coming back.
How is the journal significant?
Well, there's actually 2 legends regarding Wanderer's Rest. It just so happens that the one about the mapmaker is more popular. Probably because it's the more interesting story of the 2. The other legend tells of an old tomb where an ancient brotherhood buried their dead.
Does this legend mention anything about treasure? And so this journal corroborates that theory. The journal's written by a raving lunatic. It's hardly credible. No, it corroborates that theory.
Yes, it can't possibly be a coincidence. And I've always suspected this theory to be more viable than the first. The tale of the mapmaker and the High King, that sounds more like political commentary. A story fashioned by a jester of low birth. But this other theory, it not only gives a reason why the road was built, but a reason for the name. When a member of this order dies, he seeks passage to his final resting place, and only then will the way open.
Sorry, Frick.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm just a man with a love of history. The stories of old are like a vintage wine. They only get better with time. Mostly because over time, the facts get obscured, or sometimes even changed. And it's that subtle balance, that waltz between wonder and disbelief, that makes hunting the truth all the more captivating.
What else do you know about Wanderer's Rest?
Well, truth is, the legend of Wanderer's Rest isn't something you'll find in any textbook. I only know of it because a friend of mine told me the stories, poems really, of warriors without form. But if you could somehow enter the tomb and find tangible evidence of its existence, that would be worth something.
Did your friend mention how to enter the tomb? I can help you gain access to the tomb, but it's gonna cost you. No, did your friend mention it?
He said the way will open for a brother and a pilgrim, but I would find him and ask him yourself. The problem is, he's a bit of a lout, and the other day the Jarl's men came by and put a bounty on his head. I suggest you hurry to Winterhold, lest the bounty hunters find him first. As for me, I need to tend to some business in High Rock, but I will return to Skyrim in a fortnight, hopefully with payment for services rendered. For now, I wish you good luck. This is an exciting discovery, and I pray to Julianos it will be a satisfying one.
Okay, I thought that was
Yes?
Nazim for a second. I got confused. I thought that was Nazim and I got really worried. Oh, Tigrid! Wait, where's she?
God strike you down.
Wow, Carl, alright.
This?
Were you saying something, Tigrid? Were you talking? Was Shady Sam bothering you?
I know my back is a little bit crooked, but it's as strong as an ox.
Out for some fresh air, I take it? I think you're rather elegant.
Ha, now who's making things awkward? Your words are kind, but I don't need them. I know what I am. I'm a warrior and a bounty hunter, one who's looking for work. Speaking of which, did you find any at the inn?
Sort of. Supposedly there's a man in Winterhold who knows how to find an ancient tomb. There's a bounty on some lout making trouble in Winterhold.
So that's why the Jarl's men came by. I was tempted to go in there myself, but I've been trying to avoid taking small bounties. I wanted to do something that would make Salim proud, but if someone like you is willing to hunt bounties, then maybe there's more to this work. So if you're headed to Winterhold, then I'm right behind you.
I'd be honored to have you by my side.
You'd be the first. Most people don't show me that kind of respect, so I'm thankful for your words.
Like, she's like, I don't want to take small bounties. Sometimes that's all that available. Sometimes you just gotta take whatever comes your way. You don't always want to do the small bounties. Sometimes it feels like a waste of time. But if that's all that's there, you still gotta pay the bills. Ah, from one end to another.
I'll sell just about anything if it's worth... I do what's necessary so we can get by.
Okay,
Have to,
Birna, please.
Since I can't count on my brother for anything.
Birna, I'm not talking to you. Okay, I was just seeing if she had any additional dialogue for this. She doesn't. Are you Lorne?
That depends. Got any ale or mead?
Yep, that's Lorne. Sure, I can spare a bottle. Sorry, I don't have any ale or mead. Answer the question, you worthless drunk.
No. You answer mine. Got any ale or mead?
Sorry, I don't have any ale or mead.
Keeping it all to yourself, huh? It's a good idea. Wish I had thought of that before I gave it all to my stomach. What's a smart person like you doing looking for a guy like me?
You're endangered as a bounty on your head for public intoxication. A friend of yours said you might know something about Wanderer's Rest.
Well, I've only been studying it all my life, except for when I'm studying Karita's melons.
Oh.
That requires my full attention. Well, there's no winches in this tavern. Dogger needs to buy his wife some skimpier clothes.
That is his wife you're talking
Hell,
about, sir.
Dogger dress for all I cared. Drink enough ale and even the hawker start to look like Elisif the Fair.
Can we focus on Wanderer's Rest and not on Karita's breasts?
Too late. Like I said, mounds that shapely require my complete and undivided attention.
He's just gonna talk about this for the rest of the day, isn't he? Like, he just spent an hour talking just about her boobs. Would you mind giving me an opinion on this journal? You're in danger! Give me the opinion first.
Well, if you want my expert opinion, I'd say that journal of yours is filled with words.
It's gonna be filled with blood after I hit you with it.
Some words are more important than others, while others are just there to tie the important ones together. Crazy, I know, but it's true. There's big words and there's long words.
I'm
Not
gonna
always
hit 'em.
the same thing. But there's no mistaking it. It's definitely filled with words. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go outside and vomit.
You can see this is going swimmingly.
Yeah.
Tikrid? Still nothing new to say.
You want to have inspiring conversations? Go talk to Francis.
I am a fine Vigram.
There's
someone there?
Oh, and there's the bounty hunters. And he's already down. That...
Come and face me, monster!
I guess you should have warned him. I should have warned him about the bounty, but frankly, he was being very unhelpful. So I am fine with him getting knocked down a peg.
Never back down.
You're a dead man.
I'm alright with it, honestly. Tikrid, come on, you got this. Just one sellsword, you got this. Tikrid, come on, he's right there. Oh, there's an arrow in her face. I just realized she's not attacking at all. Never mind. She's got her weapon out, but she's not attacking.
You know, you didn't have to help me. I had it all taken care of.
I see that from the arrow
But they
sticking
would
out
have
of you.
killed you if we didn't stop them.
Exactly.
You're mad.
Alright. I admit it. I'm grateful to the both of you. I just don't want to show it because I can't afford to pay back.
I like how he just has like a southern accent almost. Actually, you can't. By examining the journal that you were very sarcastic about, you can start by paying me for this journal. No, just tell me about it.
Let me see that. Banded on the shore, men walking out of the ocean, wanderer's rest. So you know about the tomb. What do you need from me?
I want you to help me find a way in. There's treasure inside. I want it, and you're going to help me get it. I need your expertise. Plain and simple.
Flattery will get you everywhere. So will ale.
I'm out of ale.
But in this case, we're going to need more than that. We're going to need a corpse.
I take it not just any corpse will do.
You're a sharp one. Wait a minute. Aren't you that merc who got in a brawl with Forkmar?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh, T-Crid.
Yeah, you're that one who punches funny.
T-Crid.
Kept messing with your fist, but ended up cracking in the nose with your elbow.
You were saying about the corpses?
Alright. Has to be a member of their guild. Lucky for you, I think I know where you can find one of these dead spell swords, so long as you're up for a little grave robbing.
I'm always up for a little grave robbing. It's not thievery, it's archaeological research.
Oh, right. I get you. We're doing research. That's what I'll tell Brennan when I'm exploring our liquor cabinet.
You call them a brotherhood. Does this order of nightblades have a name?
No. That's the beauty of it. It's the names are pesky little skeevers. They get people talking about you. They get the law hunting you. Kind of like my name on a bounty letter. But if you don't have a name, you don't have a history. At least one people can write down. But keeping their little guild secret is not really the point. The whole no-name thing comes from not wanting to be labeled. They ain't swordsmen and they ain't spellcasters. They're nothing and everything all at once. They don't exist.
What sort of work did they do?
As far as I know, they were mercenaries, but like I said, records on them are spotty as the Khajiits do know what.
But
I mean, think about it. Guilds like this, they don't just work for coin. There's got to be some religious aspect to it. Especially if they're burying their dead in some sacred tomb. It's just not normal.
what made you want to study these nightblades?
I've always liked discovering things. I'm like a kid peering through the cracks in the wall to see what the adults are doing.
Each other.
It's sort of like that, but different.
Why did you get into this line of work?
Why else? For the women.
How's that working for you? Names don't have to come from within. Historians can give them a name.
Way ahead of you. I'm just saving it for the cover of my book. I'm gonna call it Dark Steel. Sure, ask away.
Do we have more questions for him? Okay. Why was the corpse buried elsewhere?
Well, not every brother makes it to the Wanderer's Rest. There's always a few exceptions who manage to die of old age. People like that are usually surrounded by family members who don't know any better but to bury you in the Hall of Dead. So I've been going from hold to hold checking out the corpses to see if any of them have a mark. Seeing as Winterhold Cemetery is halfway down the ocean, Windhelm's all that's left.
And this mark that we're looking for?
Some kind of brand or tattoo that's symbolic of being a nightblade. They say it's marked so deep it colors the bone.
Ugh. So you have no idea if we'll find one of these brothers. Can you describe the mark?
There was a moon and an axe. No, wait. A sword, I think. I'm having a hard time remembering. But little meat always jostles memory. Yeah, I'll know when I see it.
You a little, worried about our new friend? Okay, still no dialogue specific to the quest. Just wanted to check. Just wanted to see. And of course he's drinking. There he is. And, yep, nope, I should have figured, I should have guessed. You know, it's like 8 a.m., right?
Give me another drink, Elder. I'm still seeing double.
I think you've had enough. Don't tell me you've forgotten about our deal. We need that spell sword corpse.
The only thing I need is another drink. Wait, does ale cure ataxia?
Ugh, forget the drunk. We can do this on our own, now that we know the corpse is branded. And even if there is more than one, we can narrow it down by the weapons they're buried with.
Mo goes me.
Oh,
Because
God.
we'll never carry a warhammer
The
or a
only
shield.
drink we
Let's come back
have.
to the end to make
Take a
sure.
flask
Trust
and
me, it'll
take
be
a
faster than waiting
seat.
for this one to sober
And
up.
grab yourself, sweetie treat.
Oh, can I get Lorne to
this room
sing more for
spinning?
me? I just want
Ask
Lorne
your
to sing
brother that
every
one.
song now. Just his drunken, off-key singing is great. Moko's mead, Moko's mead, only drink we'd ever need. Oh, it's great. Oh, we have several markers because we have to find the right body. Hey, Renori.
I appreciate all you've done for me.
Ah, don't mention it. We're looking for a
Alright,
body.
Let's split up and see what we can find.
A book and a dagger are placed in its palms. The corpse bears no marks. The hand of this corpse has a finger blackened to resemble a sword. A single dagger is placed in the coffin. It's gonna be that one then, right? A sword is branded on the hand with a crescent moon at its hilt. Two enchanted blades are placed at its side. Oh, it's not gonna be that straightforward. The chest is tattooed with a spell tome, with a dagger as a bookmark. A two-handed battle axe is placed in the coffin. A shield is placed over the corpse's breast. You check for brains and find a moon, and an axe on the shoulder. Why do all of you have tattoos that go all the way down to bone? Hold up. Well, not all of them do. One of them, it was on the skin. A sword branded on the hand with a crescent moon at its hilt. Two enchanted blades are placed at its side. We're looking for nightblades. Crescent moon hilt, brand on the hand. And that's why that one is tempting. It's the thing of, I wish I could ask him again, because he gave some clues, but even he wasn't super clear about it necessarily. I'm gonna go with my first guess. The hand of this corpse has a finger blackened to resemble a sword. A single dagger is placed in the coffin. I'm gonna go with this. Finger blackened. He's calling the group Darksteel for his book. Check on Tigrid. Oh, hey, you found something. Oh. Did you throw these coffins on the floor?
Damn, this one doesn't have any markings either. Any luck on your end?
I think I found the right corpse.
Good. I was beginning to think that drunk took us for fools, but we'd better check with him and make sure it's the right one.
Well, it's funny because there's quite a few options. There's only one that I would say is very, very clearly not it. The one where it says, oh, the body resembles no marks. That and the one with the spell tome insignia on its chest, because there was no mention of a spell tome. He was talking about weapons. He mentioned either a sword or an axe or something of that sort. Also, I like the idea of we just flop this corpse on the ground. It's like, hey, is this the corpse? Just in the middle of the inn. And it's like, yeah, it's the corpse that we're looking for. I have a corpse I need you to inspect.
Good thing, too, I'm just sober enough to where I might be of some use. See here, swirling on their hands, black as midnight. That's a nightblade, alright. Literally and figuratively.
Then we should get going. I'd rather not spend another minute in this place after what we've done.
Right?
I know. That bard nearly chopped off my balls for stumbling into her chest.
Ooh, you and the
I was
chest.
talking about the bodies we defiled.
He's talking about a body defiled
So
too.
was I.
Yeah, see?
Are you coming with us this time, or shall we meet at Wanderer's...
Well, this time I'm
I bumped
coming
into her, she
along. No way
freaked
I'd
out.
travel that road alone. You two can lead the way.
Ooh. The music's really nice. So I might be wrong in my guess, but to me it looks like the best route is going to be if we kind of follow the coastline. Because my first thought was to walk from Mor Khazgur, but I think with the way that the mountains are laid out, that we might not be able to cross the mountains that way. This isn't looking all that much better, though. We'll
I'm a little
figure it
confused as
out.
to how this all works. I've been told the road west of Pinefrost stops at the dead end.
Oh, okay.
That's only what you see. No one's ever bothered to try walking into the mountain. Of course, even then, you'd be walking blind half the time and circles the rest.
So how does this cadaver help us get inside?
There's a brazier outside the entrance. Just burn the bloody thing and the smoke will clear our heads. And we guide the spirits to its resting place. At least that's what I think happens.
What I think
And
happens.
how do you know all this?
Years of research. And a few drunken epiphanies.
Okay, so yeah, from Pinefrost. Oh yeah, in that case, let me just walk specifically from Pinefrost. Which, I mean, we were pretty much right here anyway, but let's stick to the actual road rather than try and climb up and down mountains like I was going to do. You know, come to think of it, this is a pretty obvious entryway right
That's
here.
the brazier. Tossed our friend in there and it should clear our senses.
Granted, yeah, if you
I
didn't
don't
know
know what we'll find
bring the
inside,
body,
but I imagine this is only the first part of the burial.
you would never find your way
And
in,
the
but
body may be gone, but will probably want us to guide its soul to his brothers. Although why would anyone choose this place over Sovngarde is beyond me.
my
Nightblades are half wizards, and wizards are always half crazy.
Loyalty is more important than any paradise. It doesn't matter where you go when you die, but who's there waiting for you.
If you say so.
I'm just turning off my torch because it was way too bright. Or my lantern, rather, was way too bright in this situation. It made Tikrid look albino. But yeah, if you didn't know to bring the body here, you would think this is an odd place for a brazier and for a road to end, but still, you'd think more people would be just a little suspicious of it.
Well, this is disappointing. Lifetime of work for this narrow little tunnel.
Hold on, we're not done yet.
You've never been inside the cave before, have you? This is just the entrance. It opens up further down.
We have to walk some more? It's even worse.
I see they, like Azura. Oh, there's someone here. Hello? Sir? How are you?
There were 4 of us, all told, sailing on that ship. When one of my brothers died, we vowed to deliver him here. But when the Sea of Ghosts took our ship, and the winter claimed our bodies, that promise was nearly broken. Now I am all that's left, and I must bury 3 instead of 1. And what is your story? Whose spirit will you lay to rest?
I name him Windhelm Boy. I bear the corpse of one of your brothers, but he is a stranger to me.
It's not often outsiders are allowed in this place. But as long as the way opens, then you are welcome.
What becomes of the spirits here?
You need only walk the path and see for yourself. You may watch the ceremony, but be careful not to step onto the dais. The brothers will not allow you to approach the first chosen. To do so is considered an open threat to the sanctity of this temple, which Azura herself is said to have provided us.
The corpse I found had a blackened finger.
A mark granted to all those who join the Brotherhood, and a tribute to the first chosen who painted their fingers black in a show of solidarity. They say the ink itself holds a magical property, taken from the sap of an eldergleam and boiled over the ceremonial brazier below. As the ink is scarce, most, like myself, have had the mark branded by that very fire. Supposedly it sears the very bone. It certainly felt that way.
Tell me more about this Brotherhood.
They say we began as thieves and assassins. Nightblades, they called us. But in the beginning there were only two, Daenerys and his chosen. Over time, the order grew, each chosen learning how to master the art of shadow and illusion. But Daenerys wanted more. He spent his days secluded, praying to dark forces, sending his brothers to death for relics without a name. As his obsession deepened, he sought Nocturnal's favor, and commanded his chosen to steal Azura's star. But Azura was the god of the first chosen, and so on the 21st of First Seed, he led a coup against his master. It is from that betrayal, and Azura's gratitude, that our Brotherhood was born.
What happened to Daenerys?
I don't know. Some say the first chosen took pity on the founder. Others say he refused to curse himself as a kinslayer. But to let Daenerys go was to defy Azura, so he and two of his pupils sacrificed their own lives as a measure of atonement. When it was done, they were reborn as spirits in this temple. Whether her boon was meant as a blessing or a curse, only she knows. But in the centuries since, each member of our Brotherhood has undergone the same rites to join them. For us, it is truly an honor.
How old is this order?
It goes back as far as the days of Pelagius. Times of war and madness tend to bring out the best and worst of us. The story of our Brotherhood is proof of both.
So your Brotherhood was originally a mercenary group?
Yes. The founder, Daenerys, wanted to make a guild that would bridge the gap between the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood. The first mortal he chose was a 9-fingered man named Varian, a common thief, but the most skilled of all the chosen. So when he sought Azura's star, he trusted Varian, and Varian alone, with stealing it. He had never chosen more wisely.
I mean, if you just want to get Azura's star, just do a quest for her. She handed it to me, no problem.
If you wish to learn more of our history, I suggest you walk the path and talk with those who lived it.
How does one join this Brotherhood?
None of us joined. We were chosen. My mentor Azarak recruited me when I was but a pup. And as his chosen, it was my responsibility to bring him here. My other companions, Fram and Logrin, they were too young to have chosen a brother. But as witness to their deaths, I must deliver them as well.
Did you by any chance wash up at Orphan's Tear?
I did indeed. The sky promised steady winds that day, but Kynareth was in a bad mood, and she always has the last word. The ship was about to capsize when Fram got the idea to put on the heavy plate armor that we had retrieved from a group of pirates. Because while the sea raged on above, the waters below were quiet as a shadow. We walked what must have been 1,000 yards, and came rising out of the shore, with the corpse of our brother draped over our shoulders.
How in Oblivion did you hold your breath?
We didn't. We used alteration magic. Water breathing, to be specific. A sailor's best friend. But even though we outfoxed Kynareth, Old Man Winter still had his say.
What's the large fire for? I mean, he talked about the finger and everything.
When a body is burned, the Watcher sees it in the fire below and opens the way. That is how you entered this temple. But your role as bearer is not yet finished. You must still guide the spirit to the main hall, where it is reborn as a guardian warrior.
Spirit, I don't see anything.
Lorne, quiet,
The
please.
spirit you burned walks among you, lighting the path ahead. But it cannot stray from the bearer.
Me.
Once it reaches the throne room, the spirit will renew its oath with the first chosen and be reborn. You must be careful not to disturb this process.
In other words, look but don't touch. It's like every tavern wench I've ever met. Save for that one in Morthal.
Just try to behave for once in your life, Lorne.
Secret, thank you.
Easier said than done.
No, it's really easy. Just chill, please. Just don't diddle anyone, alright? I'm not asking for much here.